Hey everyone, Isabelle Morgan here. Well, 2024 is coming to a close, and in a couple of days it will be 2025. This year has a very special significance for me. I remember, gosh, it was 20 years ago. I was in a hospital in Boston waiting for a heart transplant. And when you're waiting for a heart transplant, you never know if you're going to get one in time. You never know if you'll live long enough to get one. And in my case in particular, I was having these bouts of what's called ventricular tachycardia, which meant that my heart was beating at a very dangerous, life-threatening rhythm. And meanwhile, the doctors and the insurance company wanted me out of the hospital, which meant I would no longer have access to an intravenous medicine, which was the only thing that was keeping my heart calm and rhythmic. So leaving the hospital would have quite literally been a death sentence for me. So at the time, my outlook was rather bleary. And so this was back in 2005, end of January and the very early part of February. So one thing I did, it was a creative visualization exercise where I would imagine being alive and thriving in 2005. And I would say, I'm alive in 2005. I'm alive in 2006. I'm alive in 2007, and then 2008, and so forth, all the way up to 2025. It was, as I said, it was like an imaginative technique. It was just this mantra-like thing I would say over and over again with each year. Because I thought if I could survive up to 2025, I thought that would be just something so amazing, so special. What an accomplishment. So here we are at the dawn of 2025 and the 20th anniversary of my heart transplant, which will be in February 5th. I mean, it's a big deal for me. It's a big deal for my family. I'm alive. I try not to take life for granted. And I'm really happy to be here and doing what I love. So please consider getting on the heart transplant donor list, the organ donor list. And yeah. Anyway, moving on. 2 questions came in recently that I'd like to reply to. And one was, what is the difference between Australian opal, boulder opal, fire opal, and mother opal? Well, all are opal. And just as there are many different types of quartz, there's many different types of beryl and sapphire and so forth, there are different types of opal. And each of these are a different type of opal, and each has a unique physical and therapeutic property. Australian opal, I'll just talk about what they look like. Australian opal has a white background with a play of color inside it, different colors. Boulder opal tends to have a brownish body color. Fire opal is usually red, red-orange, sometimes yellow. And mother opal looks very much like Australian opal, except it's enclosed in a rock matrix, and so the opal stands out. And of course, the healing properties of each of these types of opal is also unique. The second question is, why do you say Morganite is nourishing and another reputable gem source says that Morganite is clearing, and you say Pink Sapphire supports structure, and others say that it is nourishing? So please help me understand this discrepancy. Well, this is a great question because it points out the limited understanding that most people have about healing gemstones. So first, let's talk about Pink Sapphire. And I have some Pink Sapphire right here. Here's a lighter variety. Here's a darker variety. So yes, the person who said that Pink Sapphire was nourishing is indeed correct. But the thing is, all healing gemstones are nourishing. That's what makes them healing tools. They nourish with the unique energies that they carry. And it's this nourishment that helps us to feel better. when we wear the therapeutic quality gemstones. Of course, each healing gemstone nourishes in its own unique way. Pink Sapphire's nourishing energies support structure, particularly in the emotional body. And when your emotional body structure is improved, then your energy flows can move more freely through your emotional body to help heal emotional trauma, to clear out old emotional energy, and to give people a renewed confidence in themselves, strengthening personal boundaries to handle pressure more gracefully and increase emotional resilience. So that's Pink Sapphire. Morganite. Let's have some Morganite here. I also refer to Morganite as being nourishing, but particularly for the emotional body. Now, regarding Morganite being clearing, yes, that's true too. But the thing is, all healing gemstones are clearing. They clear by removing certain unwanted energies. And by clearing those particular energies away, then there's more room for the gemstones' energies to come in. And so that's why healing gemstones will pick up unwanted energies. And if you don't clear those energies away from the gemstone and make room for the gem's energies to come out and do their work, well, then they're not going to work so great. And that's also why people tend to stop wearing healing gemstones that aren't regularly cleansed. Intuitively, they sense that the gems just aren't going to work for them anymore, and well, they're right. So here's the bottom line. The truth is, all healing gemstones are nourishing. They are all clearing and they are all grounding, but each in its own way. Now, we didn't talk about grounding, but they're grounding because all healing gemstones are of the earth. They're grown in the earth, they're made by the earth, and by wearing them, they help us to be more grounded too. So I hope you all have a wonderful New Year's holiday, and I wish you all the very best on your healing journey in 2025. Okay, bye-bye for now.